Today we're going to do chaotic sourdough starter care. So as you can see, my starter has been neglected for, I don't know, however many days. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to pour off about half of this. Now, something that for some reason people forget to mention sometimes is that you need to be pouring off at least half of your starter every time you feed it, which I did not know when I first started, but is super vital information to have, because otherwise you end up with like weird sourdough starter that doesn't want to bubble up correctly. So what I'm doing is, since I've neglected it for a while, I'm actually going to reinvigorate it in a bowl, and then I clean out the jar really well to just give it like a super fresh start. Okay, so we're gonna put the jar to the side for right now. I like to take half cup and start with a half cup and just do flour, filtered room temperature water. I have used tap water before because in my area my tap water is super clean, but on everything I've ever read, it recommends filtered. Maybe it works a tiny bit better. Hard to say, but for the purposes of today, I'm going to use filtered water. And then mix really well. Try to get all the sides. I like a chopstick just because I can kind of really get in there with it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Ooh. Mixed, okay? See that there are some little bubbles already starting to form? That's good. That means the yeast is eating. It still smells pretty strongly of alcohol, like a beer smell. So I am gonna throw in just one more serving of flour and water. And then I'm going to mix it and let it sit before I check it again. And I do this until it no longer smells like beer, because when it smells like alcohol, that means it's hungry and needs to eat. That's the yeast going, please feed me, I'm hungry. And you say, oh, my poor darling, I forgot you for 4 or 5 days. I'm a terrible sourdough parent. I should have put you in the fridge like Shannon told me to last time, and I didn't. Oh. Anyways, I purposely neglected it so I could show you guys how to resurrect it. You're welcome. My sourdough suffered for you. Okay, so it's smelling a little bit better. And more bubbles. See that? So I'm gonna wait for it a little bit, and then I'm going to check it again. I've also read that if you give it like half an hour and then stir it again, it helps it aerate even more. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna set a timer. I'm gonna check back in half an hour and we will see the difference. Okay, so it's been roughly 25 minutes, which in my world is enough, close enough. So this is where we are with our starter. Not very bubbly, okay? So I'm gonna stir it again really well. I need to stop moving my stuff. Okay. And yeah, let me show you. Better. All right, and smell test, it smells normal, which means not like beer. So it is now ready to bake with, which I'm gonna do. I gotta make a big batch so I can make a couple of, because I'm supplying my neighbor, my household, and our Italian exchange student who we love and must keep fed. Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like in the jar when I'm done separating out for the baking, and see you next time. Yes. Yay. All right, we have our sourdough starter. We have our clean jar, which I used hot water to sterilize it, and also Dawn dish soap because it's the best. And then I just scrubbed and let it sit, and scrubbed and let it sit, and did all that until I was happy. Okay. And I have a clean little towel here, which I just cut up an old dish towel to have multiple clean little towels, and then I just wash the other one and let it dry. And this makes sure that air gets in but no bugs. And ta-da! And then we will feed it again tomorrow. The end.